Get ready, everyone, for Tuesday afternoon NBA action on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan here with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. Doris Burke will join us moments from now from courtside. The starting fives for our game. Here are tonight's starting lineups. First for Miami. And for Cleveland, what a tremendous talent, getting ready for his first NBA appearance. And it's Kemp in at the four-man position.
The Heat have magnificent talent, but even coming off an NBA title, they had never put their name into the conversation of the great team until last spring when they went on that amazing 27-game winning streak.
And it's the Heat with the ball. Brown with a screen on person. Back to Brown. Cuts off the pass. Tipped. But he stays with it. And Ilgauskas kicks tonight. Cleveland moving the ball around. Passes it to Henderson. Shot clock at 6. The dish to Kemp. Another shot. The shot no good. Some solid defense from Brown. And for the Heat, they were staring right at the 72 Lakers win record, and I'm sure everyone remembers, but ultimately they would fall, Steve, to the Bulls after 27 consecutive wins.
Yeah, that streak to me was one of the great feats in NBA history. Winning 27 games in a row in the regular season, so difficult, but it showed you what the Heat were made of. They really were battling every night, and I thought that put them on a great run heading into the playoffs.
You know, the Cavs have been very mindful of remaining flexible in terms of the salary cap. And when you do this, you set yourself up to perhaps make a big splash in free agency at some point, and you know what's coming. They might have a chance to re-sign LeBron in 2014 with how their books look.
Knight dishes to Kemp. No luck. And here's Miami. Outside Hardaway. Dishes it to Brown. There's a screen. And he throws it down hard with one hand. Stupendous rush to the rim and a mighty slam on the end of it.
But through the teeth of some pretty soft D. I can't help but say that.
Well, let's see how that impacts things here, because those kinds of plays sometimes can be game changers on both sides.
And that had been the rumor for a while. The Cavaliers looking to maybe mend some bridges and bring LeBron back into the mix when he hits free agency next year. Their books are certainly in order for it, Steve, and it might happen.
Hey, you never know. I mean, nobody expected LeBron to leave in the first place, so why not give yourself an opportunity? You are in his backyard in terms of LeBron's hometown, so I like what the Cavs have done. They've added young talent, but they've maintained flexibility just in case.
Warning, a screen on Knight. Off the screen, and the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. So at the end of one quarter of play, still a close game. Cavaliers lead by 1. And we'll be back with you for the start of the second quarter when we return. Well, it's been a tight one so far as we get the second quarter going back here. What stands out to you from the Cavaliers in this one?
The defense was really impressive there, guys, in that first quarter. They came out focused right from the beginning.
And, Steve, that's a big part of why they're on top right now. Solid on the one-hand throw down there.
You know, Clark, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Yep.
Yeah, you got that right, Kevin. He's such a reliable finisher. Well, what a series it was in the finals a year ago. Such great basketball. Two teams that like to play up-tempo. And I'll tell you, the Spurs had Miami. They had the series in the bag. They were one play away from wrapping it up in Game 6, but the miracle comeback from the Heat that led to the Game 7 victory and another title for the Miami Heat.
Clark, it was interesting because the games themselves weren't particularly close through the first half of the series, but things started to get really tight when they left San Antonio after Game 5.
How about that, Kevin? You talk about things tightening up. We had a game for the ages in Game 6. 28.6 seconds to go. The Spurs +5. Miami needed a miracle, and they found it in the form of timely three-point shooting and got some help from the San Antonio Spurs missing some free throws.
The Game 6 was about as intense an NBA game as you'll ever see.
Oh, it was off the chart. Absolutely fantastic.
And so here's Cleveland. The Heat making a switch here. Second quarter of basketball, about 1 minute played so far. Thomas goes in, makes it off the glass. 58 seconds left here in the second. Now the pass to Marley. Can't get it to go. And Cleveland the other way now. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for two. Cleveland shooting their initial free throws of the game right here. And the first one at the line is good. And Miami making a change here. And both free throws good for Thomas. Here's Barry. If they play the clock right, Steve, they can go 2 for 1.
Yeah, just have to time it right. Make sure you work the clock correctly. You get 2 possessions out of this.
Deflected. And it's out of bounds. The Heat able to retain possession here. The Heat making a switch here. There's 38 seconds left in the first half of the game. Pass to Strickland. The jump hook. And it's blocked by Kemp. The Cavaliers leading by 5. Thomas kicks to Knight. Thomas feeds it to Kemp.
Looked to me like the defender didn't get squared up and get his feet set.
Good work by the officials. A nice call. That play can be tough to judge sometimes.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. The Heat making a switch here. And so Kemp nails both of them. Knight against Hardaway. Right side Hardaway. From deep. Got it off in time, but it's no good. And that does it for the first half of play. Cavaliers ahead, up by 7. And get ready now for the Sprint Halftime Show with Damon Bruce. The second half will be coming up right after that on 2K Sports.
Now, presented by Sprint.
Time now for the Tuesday Roundup, coming to you on 2K Sports. The Cleveland Cavaliers ahead against Miami. Wiping the glass defensively. Look, no streaks. They're preventing any second-chance opportunities. Shawn Kemp leads the game in scoring. Points have been far and few between, but in a game like this, every bucket is crucial, and he's a big factor for them. And midway through, the Heat are still alive. They've been putting a lot of defensive pressure on the other team, taking care of the rock offensively, fundamental basketball, both sides of the court. That'll wrap things up for me here in the studio. Thanks so much. I'm Damon Bruce. Now let's get back out to Kevin Harlan for the second half of play.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
And we welcome you back to the lovely and historic city of Boston, Massachusetts. And so it's Cleveland with it. 7-point game, the biggest lead in the game. Pass to Person. Lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that, Person's got the first points of the third quarter up on the board for Cleveland. Hardaway against Knight. He feeds it to Mourning. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a three-point play.
Yeah, and he's one player who doesn't need a lot of space to get to the basket. He's really crafty, the way he can blast his way straight through traffic. He's really strong.
And, Steve, he's also the player they rally around at the defensive end. I mean, they cause some real havoc when he's out there running the show defensively.
Cleveland leading by 6. Passes it to Person. He dishes it to Kemp. And no good. But close in that one, so he'll shoot 2.
Well, probably the right play defensively. If you can't get the block, send them to the free throw line. Don't give them an easy 2.
No easy buckets inside. Force free throws and work to keep them out of the lane next time around.
The Heat trail by 8. Mashburn, Henderson defending, and stolen by Knight. And here's the fast break. Knight leading the way with the runner, and it's good off the glass. Knight's got his first bucket in this one, and the Heat call time here. And as we get a break here, important for the teams to go over their own strategy, and for the players, this is where you have a chance to get rehydrated with Gatorade. So put out your best effort as the game wears on, guys.
You know, it's amazing when you're playing during a season, if you go through a stretch where you don't hydrate, it can have a major physical toll on you. Your body wears down quicker, you don't recover as fast, and that can really take its toll over the course of an 82-game season. Yeah, the referee's all over that one.
No doubt about it. Clearly a foul. Nothing to argue about there.
And both free throws good for Mourning. There's 45 seconds left in the third quarter. The pass to Person. He kicks it to Henderson. Some nice passing by Cleveland here. He passes to Knight. Here's Person. Guarded by Hardaway. Person no good.
Oh, that's a frustrating one there. Easy look at the hoop.
The feed to Hardaway. Launches it. It's rebounded by Cleveland. Person, the pass to Augustus. Here's Person. And he can't bank that one in. The third quarter comes to a close. Cavaliers lead by 8. And we'll have the start of the fourth quarter for you as soon as we get back from this short break. Well, welcome back as we get set to start the fourth. And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for Cleveland?
Well, I got to say, one thing that stuck out all game is the consistent penetration they've got.
Another area where I think they've been really solid is their execution at the free throw line. They've really taken advantage.
Here's Anderson. It's hauled in by Barry. The Heat trail by 8. Kicks it to Marley. Puts it up from 15. Gets it to go. Marley's got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Heat. Cavaliers shooting pretty well at 46% from the floor. Kemp, he's covered by Brown. Kemp dishes to Brooks. And the Heat making a change here. There's 1:26 left in the fourth quarter. And Anderson kicks to Knight. 6 to shoot. Kemp backs in. And it's blocked by Brown.
It's going to take something special, maybe a miracle, for them to come back right now.
How about a little luck?
Boy, great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, it sure was. He made a beeline for the bucket as soon as they got the ball. Right away, straight to the rim.
Well, because of his passing ability, Kevin, I mean, if you're going to play with him, your only job is to get open on the floor, because he will get you the ball, and he'll give it to you in rhythm so that you can get a good shot off.
And one of his other great qualities, Steve, is his quick trigger off the dribble. I mean, he can get his shot off in an instant, a nanosecond.
Now here's Henderson. D right on him. Kemp backs in. From the wing. Misses off the left iron.
Well, I tell you what, that's too good a look to pass up there. Even though it didn't go, that's one you got to take.
Hardaway passes to Brown. Here's Mashburn. Right between the eyes. And oh, that was an enormous three-pointer.
That is a clutch shot if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, very gutsy there. What more can you say? He got it done at the best time.
Hardaway against Knight. Back to Kemp. Oh, draws the hard foul, and he'll head to the line.
Well, they did have a foul to give, but they couldn't get it done before the shot attempt.
Yeah, you really want to try to foul in that situation before he gets into the shooting motion, and it just didn't work out that time.
The Heat making a switch here. And he can't make the second free throw either. Missing both. Miami's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. There's the dish to Hardaway. Mourning a screen on Person. Hardaway kicks to Mourning.
Got it! The second he got around the pick and shook his man, it was straight to the bucket for the easy deuce. Very, very well done.
Seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Kemp dishes to Knight. Back to Kemp for the win. Oh, that shot had a chance, but no good. And so the big win by Miami in a tight game. And Clark, you know, it was quite a nail-biter.
Yeah, it was tight. Their guys were able to come up with big plays down the stretch, and that's the difference.
Thanks for joining us for this presentation of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. For Doris Burke, Steve Kerr, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying see you next time. But first, let's check out the Jordan player of the game.